Gotham City Billiards inaugural 9-ball Pro Classic. It's an $11,000 added event. This match is going to get underway momentarily. Jason Klatt versus Warren Kiamco. The winner of this will go on to face Mike DeShane in the hot seat. And when that final match goes on, it's either going to be a race to 13 or a race to 15, and I'll explain that to you. Coming from the B side, should one of these players get to 13 first, it's extended to 15. If Warren Kiamco should get to 13 first, it's over and he is the champion of the event. So we're looking forward to a long match in the finals. But before we get underway with this match at hand, we want to thank Molinari Glove, who's been on board for so long, Mr. Ira Lee. That's molinariglove.com. Believe me when I tell you, it's built well, put together with a great material. It only comes in those two colors, but they also have other products. Go over there and shoot an email to them if you don't find their products in your local pool room, and they will do their best to get them out to your local pool room. They're available just about in every pool room in the metropolitan area here, and of course abroad. 3-cushion billiard players from around the world are wearing these gloves. Pay attention to those gloves when you're watching one of those matches, and you'll see. That's molinariglove.com. Aramith balls, the best balls you can use on the felt, along with the best felt you can use, Simona's cloth. We want to thank all these companies for being on board. Joe Tucker's letting all the secrets out of the rack as far as reading a rack, what to look for in a rack. And believe me, he put years and years of perfection into all these DVDs and training DVDs and what to look for in a rack. That's joetucker.net. You mention the promo code Upstate Al, and you'll get started for $8. And it's going to save you a lot of time and a lot of aggravation. We also want to thank every single one of these sponsors that are on board with Mr. Tony Robles. azbilliards.com, the world's largest pool and billiards website that you can go to find out just about anything, and you can post what's happening in your local area or something that you know about that nobody does. And it's free to be a member. If you become a gold member, there's a lot of comps behind that. You'll find stories from the 30s, 40s, and 50s that a regular member can't read up on. That's azbilliards.com. poolmag.com. Mr. Phil Capel of Billiards Press is here on premises. And before you go any further with that, we're trying to get Phil Capel and also Allison Fisher to do interviews with the first, second, and third place prize winners of this event and get their input after the tournament is over. So it's not just going to be over and we're just going to close screen down. We're going to do some interviews right here on the live stream. And also, Mr. Phil Capel has his books available. He's got numerous books giving you the inside and outside of the discipline of the game that you want to learn about. That's Phil Capel's books, and they can be found at billiardpress.com. Gotham City Technologies, our IT guy to go to for any device, whether it be a cell phone, laptop, or desktop. Don't just throw them away. They remote in, and they can fix it. That's Mr. Ron Mason. He's building websites, hosting websites, also building complete networks. He's building networks all over the country, and keep up to date with Ron Mason on Facebook at Gotham City Technologies page. He does put out help wanted, people that are good with IT in certain departments. And if you are, he will definitely hire you. Poolonanet.com, pool.biz, Poison Cues by Predator, Delta 13, that's delta13.com, NAPL we call it, but it's the NAPL, and what a league that is. In fact, we'll be bringing you also the New York State 8-ball championships coming up at Steinway, November 7th and 8th. Quote me on that, I believe, and we'll be free live streaming that. Last year, Jason Shaw took it down, and Sean Morgan, Alaska, came in second on the professional side of it, and there's also an amateur side. So if you want to play, make sure to get in touch with Tony or his lovely wife, Gail Glazebrook Robles, and you can get on board also. and that's the NYC 8-Ball Championships. The DeVito team, the realty company to actually steer yourself to if you're looking to buy a piece of property or a parcel. Make sure to check out the DeVitoTeam.com. Joey DeVito and family heading up that whole organization. Predator Q's, of course, and Ozone Billiards. That's OzoneBilliards.com. If you would like to become a sponsor, just like it says on the bottom, you can get in touch with Tony right there at the PredatorProAmTour.com and talk things out. It's a great tour to get on board with, and actually you could get on board with major tournaments such as this one. Mr. Joel Shapiro, we call him Master, doing a lot behind the scenes. Trust me when I tell you, not only sponsoring players, but also adding money to many tournaments that you guys watched, and you don't know what Joel's been doing. But he is behind a lot of tournaments. That's Mr. Joel Shapiro. Thank you, Joel. DianaHoppy.com for all your memorabilia for pool and billiards. It's right. It can be found right there. Okay. Go over there and shoot DianaHoppy.com an email and browse her website. You'll find something that you like, guaranteed. I'm going to let these players know that we're ready, and anytime they're ready, we're ready to rock and roll. But it doesn't look like they're ready right now. And don't forget the U.S. Open is around the corner, October 24th through the 30th. And who's going to be heading that pay-per-view and production is going to be AccuStats. That's AccuStats.com, AccuStats.com. And then we return from the U.S. Open. We're going to return to New York City. And we're going to be heading to Steinway with 128 strong. First place prize is $10,000. Right now there's 104, 105 players paid and confirmed. All champions coming up from the U.S. Open to participate in this great event at Steinway Billiards. It's the 4th annual Steinway Classic. We will be bringing you the pay-per-view for that one also. You can get your passes over at SteinwayBilliards.com.
Thank you for watching an AZB TV live stream. Please be sure to check out azbilliards.com, the world's largest pool and billiards website. Please share the live stream info on Facebook, Twitter, and all social medias. Together we can do this.
Lucasi Hybrid, a whole new level of performance and technology. A cue with the revolutionary X-Shocks dampening system, eliminating vibration. G5 grip technology for enhanced traction and stability results in maximum cue control. Total sweet spot construction means unmatched power. And the Zero Flex Point ferrule provides dead-on accuracy, giving you the confidence you need in every shot. Lucasi Hybrid, the only cue that matters.
And we're getting right back to the match. It looks like Jason Klatt and Warren Kiamco are ready to rock and roll, so we're going to switch right over to the main table. And here they are right in front of you. I want to welcome once again Mr. World Champion himself, Darren Appleton, back to the booth. Thanks, Daz.
Thank you. Funny, in practice, I was watching them practice their break. Warren looks like he's got a good breakdown on this table, but we'll wait and see once he starts racking for real.
Yeah, talking about breaks, you know, sometimes you really need a break between matches. Warren just come off a win against Francisco prior to this, and then sometimes that break kind of might not, might work against you.
Yeah, I mean, Jason did play well his previous match, so he's happy for the break, just to regroup. Obviously, Warren won his match, but was very hungry, so he wanted to get something to eat. But I like a good 30 minutes to an hour between matches just to regroup and just get refocused. Some people are different, obviously, but I'm one of them guys that like to prepare for each match.
I like the 2-hour schedule, in between.
Yeah. The thing what probably got me yesterday is that I lost to Jason Klatt, but we played great. It was a great match, 10-9. Then I had to go straight back on and play Carlo, and I just didn't have that feel, you know what I mean? I just wasn't really feeling it. But also, he didn't play well either. But so that was a bit disappointing. But
we kind of
okay.
like that break back here, too. It gives us a little bit of a break in between. But like you said, sometimes they hit us with back-to-back matches.
Yeah.
And that's why a lot of times when we get like a Jason Shore, yourself on board, and you guys could end the match in about 35, 40 minutes, and we get an hour and a half break, we really we love it.
Maybe Jason Shaw 30 minutes. I don't know about me.
22 minutes.
Them days have gone. When I was younger, I could play a bit like quick. But it's nice. But obviously, when you're playing events in pool room and you got a schedule, obviously you expect to play back-to-back matches. So.
Well, our plan in the beginning was scheduled every 2 hours, and we overran. That's going to happen.
Yeah,
you're going to get hill matches, and it's going to put you back a little bit. So we expect to get back-to-back matches.
Yeah, tough. Pool's tough mentally. It's a tough mental sport because most sports you only play 1 or 2 matches a day. But in pool, you've got to be prepared to play sometimes like 4, 5, 6 matches a day. I just got to turn you up a little bit. Go ahead. The U.S. Open's a brutal schedule. I mean, for a major title, I'd like an extra day there. I think the U.S. Open's a day short. I think they're trying because the first 2 or 3 days you only play 1 match a day, and then you get to the first day, let's say a day or 2 before the event finishes. If you're on the loser's side, you end up playing like 6 matches a day. I mean, that's just brutal. Yeah. And they don't have to be back-to-back. You might have an hour in between them or an hour and a half, so you got to sit around and just wait. It really doesn't pay to go up to the room and just maybe nod out and forfeit a match. In any case, Warren Kiamco drew his first blood here. He took the lead 1-0. Still early in the match. Yeah, these two played each other yesterday, and it was a bit of a struggle, to be honest. Both sort of just struggled, and Jason won 10-7. So, but Warren looks a lot more relaxed today, a lot more at ease with himself, and obviously played a really good first rack there. I love watching Warren play. He's one of my favourite players. Another gentleman, Jim. Great, a little bit biased, but he's my favourite Filipino player. Really nice guy. He's a nice, what'd your father say? He's a nice bloke? Is that what he said? Nice bloke? Guy. Nice bloke, yeah. A nice bloke, okay. A nice bloke. But he's a very underrated player. I mean, because he hasn't quite won a World Championship or a US Open, but he's always thereabouts, 3rd place, 2nd place, 5th place. He's always thereabouts. The only slight weakness he would have with his game would be his break. But he's definitely improved his break in the last 12 months. Hence why he started to win some tournaments, like he won the Derby City 9-ball. And he won something else, I can't remember what it was. But he's been consistent in the big tournaments. Semi-final, like the semi-final in a big major tournament, can't remember which one, but also he got to the quarter-final in the World 10-ball. And the reason you can't remember is because he's such a quiet guy. Yeah. He's not flashy at all. Yeah. But I think he's got the best touch in the game. He's like finesse of the cue ball is absolutely amazing. I think he's got the best touch I've seen in the game. So his cue ball control's beautiful. He hits the ball very easy, but gets a lot of reaction with a cue ball. That's a special talent to have. The only thing what's really stopped him, like I say, I think, is his break and just really having that killer instinct when you get to finals. Yeah, well, now he got a break. He made a ball. Yep, but definitely very underrated and probably a great money player also. Great money player. I played him a lot in the Philippines when I first went over there. He's a tough guy. That's really a place that if you want to get into some action, you never know who you're going to bump into out there. You can bump into a 17-year-old out there. Unbelievable. Brutal. I was fooling around with, it was me, Dennis Acola, and Roberto Gomez. We sitting out in front of one of the local pool rooms, and I said, I guess over in the Philippines you got a lot of fish, huh? And he said, yeah. He said, piranha. Yeah, it's amazing. I've played guys over there, what at the time was like 15, 16 years old, and people like Joanna Chua and Carlo Biardo and all them guys, now they're like amazing players. Warren he got great shape on the 2-ball, tried to come in between the 3 and 4. I don't know if he tried to do that, but he's overrun the ball slightly, so he's hooked. But Warren's one of the great kickers in the game, so I expect him to put a really good kick on this, and he's going to get the cue ball to draw back behind the 4-ball and get the 3-ball, hopefully top of the table, and use the 8 as a blocker also. The only thing you don't want to happen here, because we're playing call shot, was to make the 3 in the side, which he didn't do. But he hit the 3 a little bit too thin. That's why he's lost the cue ball there. He want the cue ball to stay behind the 4. So he's left Jason a chance, but it's a tough shot.
And you know something, you got to add that to your arsenal. You know, it's easy enough to just kick the ball, but to kick the ball and surmise what's going to happen to the cue ball, both balls, the object ball, so that you can come out kicking safe. And you add that to your arsenal, and you're going to step your game up.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not, you know, I think that has to be added into your practice. You know, it's like it should be added in just as anything else should be added in.
Yeah, when I first come to American pool, I had the basics like shooting the balls and stuff like that, and the mentality to win. But I needed to learn the strategy of the game, the kicking, the safety. So I spent a lot of time in the Philippines for that reason. And that's where I've really learnt my trade. That's a good shot. That's where I really learned my trade. Really, is how to kick and how to play safe, but more so like the percentage of the kicks and the safes are very important. That's what the Filipinos do the best. So I do put a lot of time into my safety and my kicking. When I'm at home, I practice safeties and kicking. It's a very important part of the game, especially at this level. Like for example, there Warren had a great opportunity, and for him that was a poor shot. Because you expect him, because he's a great kicker of the ball, he'll be very disappointed with himself there. And obviously, at this level, when there's safety involved, the guy that beats you to the shot, he usually wins a rack at this level.
Right.
So you're beating your opponent to the shot is very, very important part of the game.
And that's what happened between George Rodriguez and Francisco. Francisco was coming out on top of all the safety battles, and you know that's part of it.
Yeah,
that's why that kick safe is so important.
Yeah, that's why Efren's had so much success, because his safety's amazing. Bustamante, all them guys got unbelievable safety.
You know,
Alex Pagalan.
We were talking about that yesterday, and you know, and I'm not counting Efren and Busti out of the pool scene, but it just now seems like the revolution is changing. Yeah, you have the Colo coming over. And
everything changes. I mean, obviously you got to look at Busty and Efren. Obviously, Efren's what, 61, 62. Bustamante is 55. So obviously they don't shoot the balls as good as what they used to do. But also you got to look at, do they still have the motivation and the hunger? Like, because I mean they've won everything. You know what I mean? I mean it's so hard to keep that hunger and that motivation. I think they still love playing pool, but obviously when you get older, I'm guessing your nerves are not as good. And obviously your eyesight's not as good. So obviously they don't shoot as good as, I mean it's evident that they don't shoot as good as what they used to, especially Efren.
Yeah.
So obviously the young guys like Colo and Carlo and Warren, all these guys, obviously they're hungry, they're fresh, they've learnt off the best, and times change. Same with golf. Look at Tiger. He's sort of the game's getting taken over now by your Spieths, your Rorys, and your Jason Days. Same with tennis. So everything's got to finish somewhere. Yeah. Unfortunately, I mean they're still great to watch because they've got so much knowledge. And pool, you can have a long career. Like golf, you can have a long career
as long as your body agrees with you.
Phil Mickelson, he's like 46, but he still plays great. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I met his private pilot that flies him around.
Nice.
And he was telling me that I don't know, Phil's got something like $11,000 a month just to pay for the television connection in his jet, so he can watch so many different things going on.
Awesome.
He says, unbelievable. So
it's a nice life.
Mike DeShane came outside, and I said, hey, Mike, I want you to meet somebody. This is the private pilot for Mickelson here. And,
where was this?
We were up in New England when they had the Open up. They had the Golf Open up there in New England. And Mike says, well, who's the biggest gambler in golf, you know? And what do they gamble for? So we're not going to mention any names. So then Mike's next question was, well, who's the guy that likes to play pool? After he heard the amount they play per hole.
Yeah,
fact,
I know
makes it-
Mickelson, when he plays practice rounds with people like Keegan Bradley and Ricky Fowler, they gamble big.
Yeah, yeah. And it's big.
Yeah, oh, it's proper money.
Yeah.
And but this is a good thing with Pull, is that obviously the new crop of players are here now, you know what I mean? So the next 10, 15 years, the young guys and the middle-aged guys like me and people like that, you're going to see around for the next 10, 15 years. Obviously, there's going to be like the odd one or two young players coming through also. But I think Pull's in good health right now, standard-wise.
Well, from your lips to God's ears and back down to earth, because we all want to see Pull really expand and get bigger events coming in.
Yeah, big shot here, Hal. This is a tough shot.
Sure is.
Nice.
Makes
better.
Makes it a lot harder when you're jacked up on the rail like that.
Yep. Yeah, and also in Europe's changed also. I mean, like Ralph and Oliver and Mika were the guys, you know what I mean, for
Yeah.
a long time.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
But now that the likes of myself and Niels have done really well, and
Yep.
people like Jason Shaw coming through and all them
Call
guys.
Boys and
Cal
the whole
Boys.
crew.
The Asian guys are the same. I mean, now you look at Ko Pin Yi and his brother and Wu Chia Ching, all them guys.
In fact, the Koh brothers will be playing at the Steinway Classic November 1st through the 3rd.
Yep. And the US Open.
And 5 Taiwanese champions coming over.
Yep.
Coming up from the U.S. Open also. I can't pronounce their names. I
Yeah,
don't want to
think
make a
you
fool
got,
of myself.
Got Yulong Chang, who in my opinion is probably the best Taiwanese player. He partnered Ko Pin Yi in the World Cup of Pool. And you got Jin Ling Chang, again another great player. He's like a top 3 Taiwanese. And then you got Kevin Cheng, who plays quite a lot in America.
Played here.
But his name's pronounced different when he's back home, but that's his English name.
He participated in this
Yeah,
tournament.
very good player. But he won a big tournament last week, CBSA ranking tournament in China. He got $30,000 for it. He beat Wu Chia Ching in the final, and he beat Wu Chia Ching beat Ko Pin Yi in the semis, and Cheng beat Wu Chia Ching in the final. So that was a big win for him coming here. But he come here, but he didn't make the money, as my memory serves me right. So that shows you how tough this field is.
Yeah, it's tough.
That was a big rack for Jason, because didn't particularly play very well his last match. Didn't look comfortable. So good start from both players, Al. Both, I'm guessing scores 2-1.
Angie.
2-1.
Give Papa Tony a wave at the camera. He's watching.
It's been a good level so far. Warren run the rack from Jason's break, and then I believe they had a safety battle. Jason made a good shot, run out, and he broke and run. So a good start for Jason. Puts a little bit of pressure on Warren.
He's got pressure on him, and not only that, now Jason has to, if he gets an opportunity to win this rack, and that'll really put a nice statement on Jason's behalf. Warren's sinking 2 balls at a time.
Warren break exactly the same in practice, and this was the type of layouts he was getting. If he gets this break consistently, he's going to be tough to beat, because this table is laying beautiful. The only shot really is the 2 to the 3. If he gets good shape on the 3, he's won the rack.
Oh, 3's so close to the pocket there. He could
Yeah.
even be up table.
Yeah, of course. But if he
gets
if he leaves the 3 a little bit too thin, because the 8 ball and 9 ball is a bit of a blocking
4,
ball.
yeah, the 4 is here, so
Yeah.
it is crucial.
So he needs to get decent on the 3, because if he leaves it too thin, it's going to be difficult to hold it for the 4. But obviously his cue ball's so good. He can basically put it wherever.
Does he go
wants.
forward and spin this in and come in on the short side?
Yeah,
the right-hand rail?
He could do that, but it's but I think I think the 3's close enough to the pocket where he can just sort of where his cue is really. It'd be
And just
ideal.
slow roll it.
Yeah, probably just. It depends on the angle and the 2 ball. He might have to just punch the cue ball up off the 1 rail just slightly, come up table in a straight line, or he can spin it 2 rails. It depends how much angle he's got on the 2. But he plays these shots so good, and that looks perfect, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good. Definitely, he's got the whole ball. He's just going to slow roll this.
Yep. Yeah, and he plays these shots really good. Just watch how he hits the cue ball. It's like it never rolls the ball. It's like just puts like a lot of drag on the cue ball. Like it's centre ball, but it's really easy. He's very good at killing the cue ball.
If you watch the measles on the measle ball, there you can tell what kind of English Warren's putting on it.
Yeah, you can learn a lot. You can learn a lot about the cue ball watching someone like Warren Kiamco, because he does all sorts of stuff to the cue ball. and with little effort. I mean, like, look at that there. Just played like a little punch shot, and he's just about perfect. He would have liked a little bit more angle, but he's okay. Been around a long time, Warren. He's like 45, I'd say. And
Family
he's
man.
always lived in the shadows of the top guys in the Philippines. But the last 12 months, he's really come of age. He's like currently, sorry.
It's all right.
He's currently ranked number 4 in the world, and so he's qualifying for like the World Cup pool to represent the Philippines, which is a big deal if you're Filipino, because it's very, very difficult as a Filipino to make the World Cup pool, because they only pick 2 players to play in the Scotch doubles World Cup pool, and he made the team this year with Carlo for the first time ever, and he's obviously been playing pool a long time. So Warren looks like he's getting better with age, which is good to see. It's nice to see him getting the rewards he deserves from the game.
You know, a lot of people deserve it, but when you put in, like Ralph Souquet, we were going back, let's go back years ago, how much Ralph Souquet traveled, how much Oliver Ortman traveled, you know, they were more mileage on a plane than the president of the States, you know.
Yeah.
So when players like that participate in events around the world, you got to give them all the credit in the world. Like yourself too. I mean, but you fly first class a lot. I don't know, for some reason you weasel your way in.
Yeah,
and
I'm
you
pretty
get the
good.
first class.
I'm a platinum member, so I really collect my miles. Don't worry about that. Every penny I spend, I use my MasterCard airline credit card. So every time I spend $1, I get miles for that.
Right.
So I really collect my miles. So I can use my miles, or sometimes you got the option to upgrade also, like for it depends how much it is, but usually like $500-600 for like a huge international flight. But I'll only do that if I do a really good tournament.
Right. It's more relaxing.
Yeah, and it makes a big difference for them, like 15-hour flights.
Sure does.
But also use my miles also. I mean, that's the benefit of having miles. Might as well use them, you know what I mean?
Sure.
I don't really particularly enjoy flying, so them big flights, like the 10-15 hours, if the opportunity is there, I take it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But that's the benefit of traveling a lot, is that you get a lot of perks with the airline. So if you're flying quite a lot, and it's very, very important to join that airline and just collecting your miles.
And that's another principle too of the game too, because I remember Shane, I believe he came in from, I want to say Japan or China, I forget, one of the two, and he come up to the Turning Stone one year, and he was just jet lagged to the max. I mean, eyes were just bloodshot. He couldn't hit the floor if he dropped a cue ball. I mean, he was just out of it.
Yeah, that jet lag's tough, especially if you're coming from Asia to America. There's like a 15-hour time difference. Europe, you're looking at maybe 5-6 hours. But if you don't schedule yourself right before you go to these tournaments, then it only takes like one night's bad sleep, and you're really struggling. And it's happened to us all. But so as you get older, you get a bit wiser to it, and you start scheduling your body a couple of days before you actually go to the tournament. So,
right.
For example, if I'm going to Asia, obviously they're 15 hours in front, so I try and sleep on the Asian time for a couple of days before I go there.
Right.
So
which is a wise thing to do.
And also, when you arrive at the airport, let's say you arrive in China, and it's like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. What a lot of players do wrong is that when they get to the hotel, because they're so tired, they end up going to sleep at around, let's say, 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So then you're like killing yourself.
You broke your rhythm.
Because you're going to wake up at like 1 o'clock in the morning, for example, and you're going to be wide awake.
Absolutely.
So then it's going to take you like days and days and days, like, to get back on schedule. So when you arrive at these events at 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon, it's important to really keep yourself awake until like 10-11 p.m.
Force yourself, right?
Yeah.
So you can get a good night's sleep and work yourself into that time zone.
Definitely, yeah.
Well, it's smart, you know, and you got to be physically fit too. I mean, it takes a lot of toll on you.
Yeah,
it's not
all
only
the players seem to be working out these days.
I noticed that. I've been doing a little myself.
It's a good standard so far, this match. Jason,
I'm liking it. Yeah.
Jason looking a lot more composed. I think Mike got in his head a little bit for some reason, but I think he feels more comfortable playing Warren than he does Mike. So look a lot more fluent. He's getting through the cue ball better in this match. definitely hitting the cue ball a hell of a lot better, and looks a lot more comfortable, as you see. Like sometimes you can just tell, like the way they walk around the table, the way they chalk their
Yeah,
cues.
the strut and the step.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And Jason's going to take the lead here, 3-2. We are racing to 10. Keep in mind, folks, when we get down to the finals, it's a race to 13, and if the player from the B side of the chart gets to 13 first, it'll be extended to 15. If Mike DeShane, being in the hot seat, gets to 13, it's over, and he's the champion of the event.
Yeah, I've never heard of that one before, but I sort of like it. It gives obviously a bit of a reward for the guy who got to the hot seat.
Yeah, but it's only. I believe in double elimination. I mean, if you went through this tournament undefeated, I think that by all means, by all rights, you should have to get beat twice.
Yeah, I think once you play double elimination all the way to the final, then I sort of agree with you. The only downside is that it's a bit of a drag.
It is.
It's like goes on, like if you go to 2 matches racing to 11, I mean.
But when you're in the hot seat and you went
Yeah,
through
I
the whole tournament and your
I
opponent coming
understand.
from the B side starts firing balls
Yeah.
and he gets a spurt, then you're saying to yourself, man, it should be double elimination.
But on the other hand, you've got to look at the benefit what the guy got for getting to the hot seat. He played less matches, is more rested, and it was less stressful, let's say, because he had to play a lot less matches.
This
So
is true.
that's a big benefit. Is that obviously he's had less stress and
well, that's what you earn.
easier path, let's say. Yeah, of course.
Sure.
So that's the benefit, really, of been on the winner's side. So I'm sort of on the fence with that one. I personally, because I come from English 8-ball and sports where it's single elimination, I'm more of a fan of like playing double elimination to, let's say, the last 16, and then the last 16 being single elimination.
Yeah, that's a nice format. Yeah, if you're going to go that way, yeah.
But everyone's different, because once you get to the money round, then you, I think, play like a slightly longer race and just play single elimination like we do in the most of the major tournaments, like the World 9-ball.
What do you think about this concept? Alex was sitting in the booth yesterday, and he would like to start a tournament where everybody plays the ghost. So race to 25 or race to 50, whatever the race might be, and everybody just plays the ghost. And then you take the averages of everybody, and then you just start breaking the field down to the final 32, the final 16, and then all of a sudden, right down to the whole tournament, basically.
It's a great idea, and it is something I've thought about myself, but the only problem with that, it would never really, unless you're playing shorter races.
You would need a pool room with a lot of tables.
Yeah, it wouldn't look good on TV
Right.
for a start. That's the only downside. But the concepts are awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Paul just... I think the problem with... this is a really good standard. But I think the biggest problem with Paul at the moment is that everyone's sort of trying to change the rules a little bit too much. Too many disciplines, really, and then just sort of trying to tinker with the rules too much. We all should be playing one set of rules, week in, week out, whether it's 10-ball or 9-ball. I mean, this is the first time I've ever played call shot 9-ball and call safe, and it's definitely the best form of 9-ball I've ever played.
Yeah, it takes the two-way shot out of the equation.
But there's so much more benefit. I mean, it takes all the flukes out. I mean,
Right.
you wouldn't believe how many times my opponents passed the table because his fluke balls,
Right.
where they could have stayed at the table. And there was 1 or 2 flukes what I had where I didn't
Sure,
benefit. So
sure.
I really like that. So, yeah, I mean, nothing's going to be perfect, but, I mean, at this level, it's good. I really like the rule. For a professional level, we should be playing call safe, call shot. So I've really enjoyed the tournament for that side of it, and obviously tables played great. Nice pool room. People are really nice here.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it's been
Great crowd. We had a really nice
enjoyable
crowd.
week. We could do it. Maybe one of these tournaments every week would be okay.
Oh, it'd be beautiful. That would be beautiful.
Because if you keep getting to the final 4, you're making a nice wage.
Well, that's what it's going to seem like this next couple of months coming up.
Yeah. The only thing what's really annoying me right now is the amount of bar table tournaments at a pro level. I really can't get my head around it.
Yeah,
I mean,
I have to agree with you. I don't agree with it.
I mean, it really pickles me, really, that we're the only sport in the world where we, like, if you watch golf and all them sports, they try and make the game more difficult. But in pool, I mean, it looks like they're trying to make it easier.
Yeah, well, when
I
you
mean,
go to a bar
I ain't
table.
knocking bar table at an amateur level.
Well, when you
or
go to
like
a bar table, it's
Yeah.
like anything else, like shooting marbles in a tunnel.
Yeah, I mean, like when we all start out, we all start on like a small table, or the amateurs play like in their league. So obviously they play bar table, and when you like first start playing, that's what you do. You start on like a smaller table, but as you progress to a certain level, then obviously you go to the bigger table.
Sure.
It's the same in snooker or English
Right.
8-ball.
It's like going from snooker to a
Yeah.
regular 9-footer. You know, kind of the same concept.
It's just amazing me that this year, I'm guessing that there's been 75% of the tournaments in America have been on bar table.
I don't agree with like Moscone Cup points on a bar table tournament either.
Yeah,
I mean, you're not going to
totally,
play.
Totally agree with you.
You're not going to play on a bar
Especially when there's enough tournaments out there on big table. Like, for example, this could have been a Moscone Cup points event. I mean, this really would have been, and Steinway Classic could have been a Moscone Cup points event.
Right. Well, don't be surprised if that happens.
Yeah, I think in
down
the
road.
future it will definitely happen.
Yeah. It's definitely called for it. I mean, with everybody being there.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I have nothing really against bar table. I've had my successes on it, but I mean, it's a little bit too easy for the professional pool player. I mean, I like 8-ball on a bar table, but 9-ball, it's a bit silly in my opinion. 10-ball's not so bad.
There are
because
good
there's traffic.
There are good bar table tournaments. I
Oh
gotta
yeah,
agree
there's
with
good
you.
bar table tournaments, but I mean,
Just
I
for a
think there's
professional
sort of-
tournament, I think, especially if it's rated and ranked, I think it should be played on a 9-footer.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, it's a different game on a 9-foot compared to a.
It's a fun tournament, a bar table tournament. It's fun. I don't take it as serious as I do. on
I'm
a
exactly the
professional
same.
level.
I mean, I went to Vegas this year, the BCA, and I've always gone there thinking I'm playing in a great professional tournament on a 9-footer. I always loved it there, but this year I just sort of went there just to have fun, really. I just thought, well, I'll play obviously, but I'm not going to spend like an hour practicing on the table just because I just don't feel like I'm going to miss on them tables.
Right.
No disrespect to anyone, but
Right.
I just think, well, I'll just have some fun and whatever happens, really. So it was a disappointing for me in the Vegas, the BCA, because obviously I've gone there playing in all these big professional events, what they had, like the Predator 10-ball events, when it used to be the BCA 9-ball that'd have the ladies and the men's at the same time,
CSI
and like
events.
massive bleachers.
Yeah.
We've had like the Matchroom events there, like the World Pool Masters, and it's a little bit sad that it's gone to bar table. I'm hoping it's going to go back to the 9-foot.
Well,
table.
how do you like playing on a bar table when somebody that's just unknown just could in a short race can beat you?
Yeah, it's happened
It
plenty of
happens
times.
plenty
I've
of
lost to
times.
lots of guys, and they play like God.
And that's why you put all this time in to become a professional, to have some amateur just come in and just
Yeah, I
give you a
mean,
spanking.
To me, on the bar table, the good player becomes a great player. Like you have all your great players, but on the big table, but on a bar table, the good players they become a great player.
What a great shot.
That was really good. And
4 balls up
the,
in
re-
the
the reason why I did that
corner
because
here.
he's got the insurance ball of the 5-8 combination. If the 8-ball wasn't
That's
over,
the 4 ball up in the corner. where the
5 ball,
is.
right?
Yeah, well, you got the 4
Yeah.
ball in the George.
Oh, okay. I thought it was the 8-ball. It's difficult to see on the monitor.
We got to
yeah.
get that as a bigger one.
Yeah. Well, like if the 4 ball wasn't over the pocket there, he wouldn't have broke them balls.
Right.
So obviously it's very important when you're playing to look at the position of the balls on the table. Yeah.
Hey, Ange. Angie Appleton.
Angie Panji. Her nickname's Angie Panji.
Angie
Hi, Papa
Pansy.
Appleton.
There she is.
Papa. Be about 9:10 p.m. in the UK. So hello to everyone in the UK. If there's anyone out there except for my dad.
Well, I'll tell you what. I mean, you talk about helping pool. There isn't many nights that goes by. I'm always spamming Facebook with anything's going on. Not only what I'm doing,
Yeah.
but what anybody's doing. I'll tell you what. Your father's right on top of it. I
tell
can't
you,
believe he's awake and he's sharing things.
He knows more about pool than I do. He watches. He knows every tournament.
He promotes him too. You know.
Yeah, it's good. He loves his
But
pool.
when his son is playing, he really goes off.
Yeah.
He goes off.
Yeah, he loves his pool. It's good because you get to know all the players and you get to have your favourites.
Yep.
But also he's also meet a lot of the players, so obviously he gives him even more interest when you know a lot of the players.
Yeah, fun guy to be around.
Yep.
In fact, is he coming to the U.S. Open?
No, he was here in August, July and August. flew him over from the UK. Maybe do the same thing next year also.
Oh, that was really nice. You guys went out to Vegas after that.
Yeah, they
Took
loved it in Vegas. Yeah, they got to really meet all the players there, like Warren and all them guys. But really good standard here, Alan. The way this match is going, it's really going to come down to the guy that really doesn't miss a ball, and the guy that gets a little bit luckier on the break or make a ball on the break.
Whoever flinches first.
Yep, very good standard. Played perfect, more or less perfect pool, and he scores 4-3. So
I enjoy
really
matches like this when they're coming down to like close. You know, I like them when they get hill. But I know you don't like it when it gets to hill. But we enjoy it as viewers, you know.
I sort of enjoy the hill matches. Obviously, if you're playing well, then I like the challenge.
Well, you handled pretty good under pressure.
Yeah,
I gotta say.
I like the challenge of the hill matches.
Hey, Angie, let me ask you a question. When you're out there in the Scone Cup and you get all these people going USA, I notice sometimes you feel uncomfortable. You're in the background and you're like, well, Europe. Do you go USA, and Europe?
No.
Oh, only Europe?
I'm not really like that person cheering in the crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
Really,
pretty.
yeah,
She
I
keeps
mean,
pretty quiet. I mean, if
yeah.
it's really rough and the match is and I'm playing, for example, then she might open her mouth.
She's quiet.
But she's just sort of like just quietly cheers me on, or the team, whatever.
It looks like a great event. I really would like to witness it firsthand. It looks fun.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And everybody keeps telling me it's like if you can play under the pressure of this arena, you can play under any pressure.
Every rack you play in the Moscone feels like a final rack of a major final.
Yeah.
Or like a big final. Every rack feels that way. It's very very intense, and you're in the spotlight, and everybody's watching your country, your teammates. Just really really.
I
intense.
like the audience participation. Is what
It's
I
amazing.
enjoy.
Well, that's what makes it. Without the audience, it's nothing. But the atmosphere is just amazing. It's just very cutthroat, very intense, and it really tests your nerve. I mean, like let's say the first rack of the all match. That is the worst rack. I mean, you're
Get the jitters out.
Your whole body's really shaking.
As a spectator, that's my favorite event of the year. I go to pretty many tournaments with Darren.
Say that again. I'm sorry. We had you a little low.
Oh, I said as a spectator, that's my favorite event of the year.
Yeah, huh? It's got that's all I keep hearing is good things about the Moscone Cup.
Yeah, like a lot of people said to me, which event should I go to as a spectator? And to me, if you're American or European, then there's not a study. I mean, it's by far the Moscone Cup. Because you're guaranteed to have a good time. You're like one table, great crowds, great atmosphere, and you're going to have a really good time there. Where when you go to watch a tournament and there's, let's say, 12, 20 tables there, it's difficult to really follow somebody or follow the matches. I mean, obviously you got the option which match you want to watch, but with the Moscone, it's just like one arena and nowhere to hide.
What's the dates of the Moscone?
December the 7th to the 10th.
There you go,
At the
folks.
Tropicana in Las Vegas.
So if you can make it, make it out there.
There's
The best
1,000 tickets this year, and they've sold about 800. So if you're looking to go, you need to be quick.
Now, if it was taking place out in Europe, it would have been sold out.
Yeah, last year we had 1,200 people in Blackpool in the UK, England, and they were sold out after the first week.
I took a tour of Blackpool, the circus. Is that what they call it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I took a tour on Google Map. You know, you could walk around the beach and there's like the boardwalk there. Pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a good party place. It's like probably like one of the biggest party places in the UK. Everyone just goes there for their stag do's and bachelor parties and
stag do's.
Yeah, well, it's called in England we call it like a stag do, but over here it's a bachelor party.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Stag do and hen do.
Hen do, stag do. That was a really good safety there from Jason. Very good safety. Great, perfect speed. So Warren's going to play this. Maybe he might. I'm guessing he's going to go. I'm guessing he hasn't called nothing, so he's going to play one rail like that, and he's played it perfect. So he needs to hit that full in the face to get the cue ball to stay up table and the two ball to come down table. Where a lot of amateurs there, they would apply to play 2 rails, which is the wrong thing to do, because the 2-ball was too close to the rail. If the 2-ball was like, let's say, 2 or 3 inches off the rail, he'd be looking to come like behind the 2-ball. But because the 2-ball was not more or less froze to the rail, you can't do that. So that's better to just try and play it full in the face.
And he wouldn't get the same response out of the cue ball, but
Exactly.
he would get the
Exactly.
same response out of the 2. The 2 would come down.
I mean, that's probably the best safety he's played all week, and he played that perfect.
You like playing his 2 rails out of the bottom left-hand corner here?
Yeah, because the one rail, because the 2-ball's quite far off the bottom rail, so it's really hard to control the cue ball. So he has to play 2 rails. He's looking. There's 2 good things what can happen here. He can hit it on the left-hand side and get the cue ball to go back up table, and then the 2 come off the side rail and come back towards, let's say, the 7 and 9, which would leave a tough shot for Warren. The other option is that he might call it in the side pocket, so that if he doesn't make it in the side pocket, the 2 can go back up table.
But there's no two-way shot.
No, and then the cue ball can sort of float across to the right-hand side also. So I sort of like the 2 rail, but I would call the side pocket just in case.
I wouldn't hit this that hard, Des.
Or he could call safe.
I like that speed.
Good speed and great hit.
And
Great hit. It's a little bit unlucky. If he caught that a little bit fatter, the cue ball would have stayed to the right-hand side rail, but he couldn't have hit that much better. It was a bit unlucky that the 2-ball just sort of flicked the 9-ball. It killed all the speed out of the 2-ball. But he hit a good shot, just didn't get any luck on that shot there. And unfortunately for him, Warren's got a great chance now to go up, I guess 5-3, right?
Would be the biggest lead of the match so far.
Yeah, and the way they're both playing, this could be pinnacle, because they're both not missing, and they're playing good safeties. So it might be a big turning point in the match here for the first guy to go maybe 2-3 games clear. Again, like Warren, I know when he's playing his best because he's getting perfect on every ball, leaving the perfect angle, and playing the patterns great. Yeah, he's getting perfect shape on virtually every shot. You might well listening, ain't you? Is not landed perfect on the 7, so I'm guessing he's going to play for the 8-ball in the side pocket.
And we want to welcome Mr. Kevin Buckley, the owner of Gotham City Billiards, back in the booth. Hi, Kev.
How you doing?
All right. Warren's on the verge of taking the biggest lead out of this match here. They've been going back and forth.
Yeah, he's left himself a little tougher 8-ball. He could have played for the side pocket, just coming 2 rails, but he decided to just take a little bit more of a trickier 8-ball. But because he's playing so well, I don't see a problem for him here. Well, if you're struggling, he'll probably play for the side pocket, but obviously he's feeling good. Every ball's going in more or less the centre of the pocket, and his cue ball is really, really good in this match. But this is the strength of his game, his touch.
Yep. 5-3, folks. It's unbelievable. Please stand by as we just run this commercial right now. If I can find it. Good luck, Al. I guess, here it is.
Introducing Lucasi Hybrid, a whole new level of performance and technology. A cue with the revolutionary X-Shocks dampening system, eliminating vibration. G5 grip technology for enhanced traction and stability results in maximum cue control. Total sweet spot construction means unmatched power. And the zero flex point ferrule provides dead-on accuracy, giving you the confidence you need in every shot. Lucasi Hybrid, the only cue that matters.
Very important for Jason here to, on his break especially. This is a big rack here, Alan, Kevin, because if Warren wins it, 6-3 is a big lead.
Yeah, that's
5-4 is big.
That's a big difference compared to the 5-4.
Yep. Especially in a race to 10. I think once you get halfway through the match, if you get a 3-game lead, then you're in good shape.
Well, Jay got a little bit fortunate. I don't want to say right now that he got fortunate because we got to see the response of this turn of Warren's, but he got a little fortunate that Warren doesn't have clear vision at the one. He's got the rail first, I think, with a little bit of spin, but not the best shot you want to be shooting, especially aggravated by that 9 ball.
Yeah, I think it's a bit too close to the 7 iron, so I don't think you can see enough of the side rail
So
to kick it.
where do you push out?
Well, he's got a push out here, and I'm guessing.
Side pocket maybe on the left side?
Yeah, that's not too bad that option. It could like just push out to a kick shot. Let's say let's say the middle diamond to the left. I like that spot there. Just bring the cue ball off the rail slightly so that it can kick at the 1 ball, and then the 1 ball will come off the top rail and maybe go in behind the 4 ball.
Right.
That could be an option. But it depends how you see it at the table and how
Right
you
next to
feel.
the side pocket there. That's exactly where he wants to be. This way he can play that kick shot, unless he has a little bit of thin one behind that.
We always point in his cue. It looks like he's going to push out to where this tip of his cue is right now.
Right. Now he's looking at the center diamond.
He's looking at the options. They're the 2 options what I'll be looking at as well.
And I like that.
Yeah.
When you take your time and
this
you study.
Amateur level. This is where you should really be learning and where is it going to push to and why. Because this is where a lot of players, they really don't push out very well, and it's a massive part of the game. You got to be very smart with your push out, so that you don't make it crazy difficult for yourself, but at the same time you don't make it easy for your opponent, and so you always got to have a plan when you're pushing. And I think Warren has played a shot here where if Jason brings him back to the table, which I think he will, I think Warren's going to maybe he's rather going to hit the 1 really thin. And try and get behind the 4 ball that way, or he could bank the 1 ball over to the 4 and come back with a bit of inside English on the cue ball back towards, let's say, the 2 and the 5.
And that's not asking too much. That's a pretty common shot.
Well, what he's done here is that he's let himself see the 1 ball. Right. So it depends how much you can see the 1 ball for what shot he's going to play. But I think he's going to bank the 1 ball over.
How about planting it against the 3? No, he's not going.
He's played it thin.
He did have enough.
Yeah, he played it thin. He hit it a little bit too thin, though.
Right.
But still okay. The reason why he did that is because he couldn't leave a bank shot because the 5's in the way. But Jason's got total control of the table now, and he's got a lot of balls to get behind, especially this 8, 7, and 9.
You like playing the cue ball back that way?
Yeah. He should be looking to leave the cue ball
at the lower short rail.
The middle of the. It depends. I don't.
He's going the opposite way. He might be planting the cue ball down by the 3-6.
No, I don't like this. Yeah. I didn't like that shot. I mean,
It
to me,
still
all
leaves
that
him
bad.
a kick off the rail to hit the 1. The
There's
back
no
end of the
pocket,
1.
you know. There's really no pocket unless Warren wants to get crazy and bank this down the corner.
But to me, with Jason there, he just played a containing shot. He's not really going to lock Warren up with that shot. He could have locked him up on that shot there. He could have got him locked in behind the 8 ball and leave a lot of distance.
Warren's going to look to lay him on the 5 here, I think.
Yeah, I mean, but it's still a good shot, even though he's like just leaked the cue ball out. It's still a good shot. I mean, I'm very surprised with Jason's selection there. At this level, you got to look to lock these guys up.
Yeah, of course.
He was never locking Warren up with that shot.
Yeah. Not only lock him up, when I mean lock him up and Daz means locks him up, is cut the angle down too. Not only lock him up, don't leave him the angle to get to it and kick the ball.
And if Jason tried to get the cue ball behind the 8 and the 9, even if he didn't do that, he would have still left Warren a very difficult shot on the 1 ball, like a long, tough cut shot. But he just about got away with this one. I don't think he's hit that the way he wanted to hit it, but I think he's okay. But Warren can kick this ball in. But he can see it. I think he can see it. This could be a big mistake from Jason.
Whoa.
Worked out good, I think. Yeah, I think he's dead hooked right there.
Worked out good. You think
Worked
Daz
out-
is rooting for Warren?
Worked out good for Jason.
No, I meant,
You just let the cat out of the bag, sir.
no, what I meant there is that when he hit it, I'm thinking that he could leave a gap between the 3 and 6 to hit the 2 ball, but obviously there's not really a gap there. Looking now.
Well, there's a gap, but it's just.
Yeah, I'm saying like I thought he might get lucky there and see the gap.
But it's okay. Warren's just going to jump at this. And,
That's all right.
Even though Jason's my buddy, I'm really good friends with Warren also. So
Yeah, Warren's a real nice guy.
So I don't mind if Warren wins.
This could come out real good.
It's not bad actually. He's got to play a carom. The 2 doesn't pass the 3.
Right.
So he's got to play a carom, which is difficult then to know where
about to say,
where
are
the
you
2
gonna
ball's going.
Yeah, and also where's the cue going to go? How
Yeah,
far
he
will
could
it
get
go
trapped
forward?
Yeah, he can get trapped up behind the 6 here very easily. He's got to really surmise what exactly is going to happen here because everything's in such a small quarter here. You know, right in the corner of that
But
table.
he's got to shoot it though. If he can hit the free ball and then hopefully the cue ball kiss the 6 and sort of stay where the 6 is, and hopefully the
Just don't get trapped up behind it though.
Just don't get trapped behind the 8. I think the 8 could be the big ball here. He played it softly. I don't know. That was difficult because the 2 ball was froze to the rail, so you got to hit that thinner than what you think without avoiding the double kiss.
Cue ball up by the 8 and put the 2 behind the 6 here.
Well, now he's going to be in a lot of trouble. He can do that, but he might leave an easy one rail kick. So,
or you might leave.
Don't be surprised
the
if he
shot
puts the cue ball behind the 6 instead. Like this, he's going to draw behind the 6. It's not bad.
And that'll get you back.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Well, if he'll just put the 2 ball behind the 6 and didn't quite get it enough far behind the 6, it would have been a pretty simple one rail kick for Jason. So that was pretty clever. And this is not easy because he's got to swerve it, so that means you've no real power in the shot, so it's going to be hard to separate the balls.
Need the rail.
So this is why this is a better shot. The one rail kick, he can play this at speed. But we'll see if he can spin it enough to hit the 2 ball half ball and try and get the white ball back behind the 8 and 6. That'd be awesome. But I don't think he can do that.
Yeah, just touch the 3, trying to set up for the cue.
You don't. It's not all ball fouls, right?
Nope.
Right.
No, it's just ask his option to put it back or leave it where it is.
Right. That is the rule. But if Jason would have followed through and hit the cue ball at the same time as moving the 3, it would have been an automatic foul. Automatic foul.
Yeah, this is a big rack in the game. Nice shot. He couldn't have done much better than that. He couldn't have done much better than that. It's a good shot. He's left him a shot, but it's not easy.
And this is where Warren shines with his touch here.
Yep.
On shots like this.
Well, this is the type of shot where you really have to keep everything still. You got to keep your head still, and you got to trust. You got to trust that stroke.
And notice the windows to get down to the 3. I mean, he's got
Or if
certain windows to get there.
If he makes the ball, he's going to come inside the 5, and he's going to come near the 6 ball with a cue ball. So he's going to play this with a touch of inside at English to avoid snookering himself behind the 6. He's overcut the 2, which you always tend to do. You always tend to overcut the ball just in case, and you get the snooker like that. But the good thing for Jason is that we're playing call shot, so he can give it back.
Yeah.
So this is where the 2-way shot's no good, right? Warren should have really committed to that 110%.
Right. He did. He did commit to it. Just it was difficult playing, especially with the inside English and holding up the cue ball. And it's a good thing for him that he didn't make it. Look where the cue ball wound up.
Yep.
Ball in
and
hand.
I'm amazed he missed that. So a big let off for Jason here, and great opportunity.
He's got to take advantage of this. He's really got to take advantage of this one here. And the big game.
The big shot in this game is going to be the 5 ball to the 6 ball. It's going to be. He needs to get really good shape on the 5 to be able to get good shape on the 6. 4 to 5 and 5 to 6 are going to be the 2 key shots in this run out. Because the 8 ball makes the 6 ball a little bit tricky. But Angie also plays. She used to play quite a bit pool. She played pretty good, didn't you, Angie?
I've never played good.
She's pretty funny when she plays, because when she missed, she just started laughing. So she wasn't really ever.
Yeah, Angie, you've been playing prior to opening up the business, you guys.
Yeah, she plays pretty good, but she's too happy when she misses.
Too happy?
Yeah, she's the only person I know when she play a match and she misses a ball, she just starts laughing. She thinks it's funny. So she's like a.
It's hard to take pool seriously when you're married to a world champion.
Yeah, but even before me, she's a happy pool player, happy pool playing player.
You know, when you stop having fun playing pool, don't play, right?
And then she gets tired very easy. She played Valley Forge a few times, and then after they play best of 3 sets, right, race to 6 on the bar table. So after the first set, she's saying, "Oh, I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired." I says, "Angie, you've only played one set."
Yeah, but
race
it
to
started
6.
at like 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah, but you still get.
Yeah, that was a lot of people in that tournament.
She's funny. But if she played a lot and really wanted to play, then she could be pretty good. She's she got a good eye for the ball.
What's the name of the salon anyway?
It's called Nikki H. Nail and Hair Salon,
And that's where?
Allentown, Pennsylvania.
Allentown.
Yeah,
I'm not going to forget that.
yeah. Look it up, people, and come and see us.
Sure.
We'll give you contact us and maybe give you a free before your first visit if you're out of town.
That's nice.
Jason, like I said, got bad shape on the 5 here, Hallen.
Yeah.
So he's going to have to play safe because there's no way getting on the 6 ball. So he needs to hit the
He's
5.
got to deal with the 4 ball first. In the left-hand
sorry,
corner
I've
there.
lost the plot here. He's actually perfect on the 4
You
ball.
had me, Dad. You had me on the
I was
ropes.
testing you. I was testing you.
You had me on the ropes.
Just making sure you're awake because you've been here all weekend.
Nah, I've been awake. And thank you guys for sitting in.
Yeah, it's just that the amount of time he was taking, I just sort of had it in my head he was on the 5 ball.
And this is what you brought up to the table that
Yeah.
he used to do.
Well, this is okay because he needs to get perfect on the 5 ball, so he's taking that little bit of extra time to make sure he gets good on the 5. Because the 5 to the 6 is not easy. He needs to get perfect on the 5, and I'm hoping he's just got enough angle to run it through so he can play the 6 in the bottom left. If he hasn't, he's in trouble. If he's no angle, I think he's just got a little angle, but not a great deal. But I
Yeah,
think
with these
just
side
enough.
pockets, you got to be real careful.
I think he's
You
just
know
got
that.
enough angle just to play the 6 in the opposite. Oh, that needs to go. And that's just about okay. Just got there. He's going to play a little soft draw here off 2 rails and play the 7 in the side pocket. So he's going to kill the cue ball. A lot of bottom left, but don't hit the ball hard. Just put a nice easy stroke on it. Just let your wrist do all
Watch
the work
the
on this
measle.
shot.
Watch the measle ball, guys.
There you go. Perfect. Oh, game on again. As long as he don't get careless. The only thing that could stop him here is if he takes his eye off the ball and starts thinking about the next rack and not finish this one.
Yeah, and that happens too.
Yep. Yeah, I've done it myself, don't worry.
Yep.
Well, we all have at some point.
Yes.
You gotta
Closet full.
stay focused. Ooh, a bit short. He sort of put himself he put a groan on after that shot. He was not happy, but barring a skid on the ball, he should be okay. Yeah, he's okay. That's a big rack. Keeps him
Real
in
big.
again.
I mean, you're looking at 6'3" compared to 5'4". Real big rack.
Right, plus Warren coming to the table to break, so.
Yeah.
Still a race to 10, right?
There's your graphics right there, folks,
Yes.
right on your screen. You can buy both DVDs for $35. Daz's and Darren Appleton's, and Shane Van Boning right now at theactionreport.com. Theactionreport.com. And if you want to get lessons from Darren Appleton, PM him on Facebook if you want, or you can go to Dynamite.
Daz at AOL.com.
Dynamite Daz at AOL.com and ship him an email, and if it's in his schedule, he will definitely help you out with your game. Now, Earl Strickland gets $75 an hour, minimum of 2 hours. What is your price range?
A little bit more on him.
Well, okay. All right.
usually
Put that
like,
microphone up there. We can't hear you. Get that microphone up there.
Usually, it depends how long and where they're coming from, but usually like around $100 an hour.
Okay. All right, that ain't bad.
But I think most of Earl's coaching is local, so
Right,
I
yeah.
don't know.
It is at a Steinway.
I think
most of it.
7,500 is okay. I think it's about the going rate.
And do you do groups, Darren?
Yeah, I do like clinics, groups. Sometimes travel to a different country and do it. So, yeah, I sort of enjoy the coaching. Not many players really enjoy coaching, but I don't mind it. So now I start doing a lot of coaching from home as well. So that's a lot easier. Because then you can really focus
Skype
on
or something like that, you mean?
no, I just do like people come to my house.
Oh,
Right.
cool.
So that's better for the student because I give him 110% attention. Where
Sure.
like if you're in a pool room, you might get a lot of distractions. So I feel as though I can really get to the nitty gritty of what he has to do to improve his game
or she,
her game.
right? Yeah.
But groups are more fun and sort of like obviously it's still a benefit for the students, but
Right.
you have to sort of do a different type of planning when you've got group. So I'm guessing Warren broke, and did he come dry on the break?
Yeah. No, he made a ball on the break,
All right.
and he pushed.
Yeah, okay, so he just dangled the carrot. Dangled the carrot.
It's
for
a pretty
Mr.
big
Klatt.
carrot to shoot from there.
But do you play safe here? Just hit it thin, come in behind the 2-ball and back up table,
It's
and
a
try
risky-
and
it's a
try and get
risky
the
shot.
1 towards the 4.
I like bumping the 1 into the 9 if it has a little bit of the 9 to see, and then just rolling the cue. I
And
don't
what about shooting the ball?
Yeah, well, this is
You
a
could
real
shoot.
tester to do.
You're gonna.
He played
That's what he did. He
Played
played
the
the
shot, yeah.
shot that you said.
safety. He's played it pretty good. Just got there.
I like that. You know, when you're close and you just come back and it's 5-4 and you want to take a tester shot like that.
Yeah.
It's I think there's the yards that of the shot that he just shot.
The thing I like about the shot he played there is that he really trusted the speed of the cue ball because he purposely left the cue ball where it is now.
Right.
Where usually your natural instinct would be to try and get the cue ball back to the top of the table. But if he did that, he probably wouldn't have got the snooker. He probably wouldn't have hooked Jason, sorry. So Warren, but this shows like how good his touch is.
Yeah,
Perfect speed.
and the match is close. You know, you don't want to take that risk.
Yeah,
Exactly.
but he got perfect speed, and this looks not easy.
He's trying to get underneath this one to kick it up. I don't think there's enough room behind there.
Yeah, he might be trying to make it. He might have a chance of doing that, but he definitely can't come underneath it. But he can come off the rail to cut the 1 ball into the pocket.
I like what he's thinking about now,
Yeah,
two
this is
railing it and letting the
definitely,
cue ball run back up table.
Yep.
Hopefully that the 1 will bump into the 4 and hold it there, you know.
Definitely, yeah. I'll play enough speed so that if the 1 ball does miss the 4 ball, hopefully it's going to come back across.
Right. What we always say is the pro speed, yeah.
Yeah, well, if he plays this at a speed where the 1 ball only going towards the pocket, let's say, then obviously there's a good chance of selling out. So
Yeah, hanging out.
But it doesn't really matter. If he hits it bad, he's probably going to sell out anyway. So he needs to trust what he's going to do here. But the key, really, the perfect shot for Jason is 2 rails and get the cue ball behind the 7.
And this is the kicking practice that everybody should do.
Yeah.
I mean, kick safe. Thin it, get the cue ball back up table,
Right.
the 1
Played
hit the
it
4,
beautiful.
and there's your
Yeah,
wall of China.
You could tell even he liked it.
Yeah,
With
well,
that shot.
the odds, you know, you got to play those odds, Kevin, you know, as well as anybody else. So you got to give yourself a chance to get back there, and that's the kind of kicking you need.
And this, for me, is the best part about pool. I just love it when there's a safety exchange and people play shots like that. He's played the shot exactly the way he wants to play it, which is difficult to do. So
Not only that, he cut a lot of angles off for Warren, too. You know, with the 6 ball being where it is not the easiest hit anymore.
yeah, it was a great shot. That's why it's very important to practice your kicking and your safety. Yeah, that was it'll win you a lot of games if you kick good.
He's going to spin it off the rail. Keep in mind, the cloth is fairly new, so the cue ball's not going to take all that
He was in a lot of trouble there because the free ball was blocking the left-hand escape, the left-hand rail escape, and he couldn't see the right-hand side. So got to just give credit to Jason there. Big game as well because it's against the serve.
We want to just give a big shout out to Larry Ross, just sending in a text to the booth. Larry, we wish you the best. We know you're in recovery and you're trying to do the best you can. Get back out there and see us, pal. Thanks, Larry.
We've got David Alcade next to me, the best player of all time to come out of Spain.
Get a headset.
And this year got a great chance being in the Moscone Cup.
Now your English not that bad.
His English is good. His English was bad about 6-7 years ago. Now he speaks better English than me. Put the headphone on, pal.
He's running.
Yeah, great player from Spain. Again, another player that's very underrated. But this year, great chance to be in the Moscone Cup.
Really?
Yeah, if the rankings finish today, he'd be in the team. He'd be the 3rd player to make the team
Wow.
on the rankings.
Good luck with
It
that.
was great. He had a semi-final in the World 10 Ball early this year. Semi-final in something else. He's been close a few times in the World Championships semi-finals. Got to the Final 4 in the US Open in 2010. Got to the final of the US Open 10 Ball about 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah, he's really good. Shoot straight. One of the best shooters in the game, and he's got a great break.
Let me ask you, you think the heat's on Shane Van Boening just going into the U.S. Open this year?
Not really. I mean, I wish I won it 2 in a row. So when I went there for the third time,
Right,
I was just really excited. I was just really excited for the challenge.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking if I lose, it don't matter because I've won it twice in a row. And you know, at the end, the run's going to end eventually.
Yeah.
So you just got to enjoy it. And Shane's the same. I mean, he's won it 3 in a row. I mean, there's absolutely no pressure on him at all. There's more pressure on his opponents.
Well, I don't know if he wants to chase Earl's record, you know.
Well, he's going to beat Earl's record anyway, eventually. He's won it, 4 times? He's only one behind Earl, and Shane's got another 10, 15 years left in his career. So, with that format, he's definitely going to win it again. I mean, just to win 3 in a row is absolutely unbelievable.
Incredible.
So Shane has
2 in
no
a row
pressure
is
on him at all.
2 in a row is incredible.
Yeah, well, just winning it once is incredible.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
I'll tell you, you win any major in pool. If you win 1 major event per year, you're very happy.
Yeah, and you won numerous ones. Your MO now is jumping on top of the table.
Well, my goal every year is to win 1 major title every year, and I've managed to do that for the last 8 years. And that's like winning a major at golf. I mean, if you win 2 or 3 a year, I mean that's incredible.
Do you need a caddy at all?
Copigny needs a caddy.
Is he really?
No, just like but I mean, like Copigny this year has won the World 10 Ball, the World 9 Ball, and the World Cup of Pool. I mean, to win them 3 tournaments in 1 year is just unbelievable. Yeah. That's like a Jordan Spieth year, you know.
Yeah, I watched the
Tiger Woods year. It's like Shane. He's like Tiger in America. You know what I mean? He just dominates in America. But he started doing pretty good outside of America now as well, which is getting scary. You know what I mean? Well, there's a lot of great players. It's amazing.
Those tables are a little fishy. Those tables that they play on.
Some of them,
especially the one Manny Pacquiao's event. You know, look kind of like the snooker shaped pockets, the rounded corners.
Yeah, them tables in the Manny Pacquiao probably. I like to tell it the way it is. Probably in the top 2 worst tables I've ever played on.
Okay.
If someone sent me one of them tables back to America and says here's the table you got to play on, I think I'd quit.
I think I scored it up right. It's 5 apiece.
I think I'd yeah. I think I'd put the table outside the house and set it on fire.
And don't toast the marshmallow.
Yeah, that table's a
But you know what? We got to give a big shout out to Manny Pacquiao for doing what he did.
Oh, yeah.
I know there was discrepancies going on with the cash and the prize money and things like that. But you know what? The guy doesn't have to do that.
Yeah.
And I think it all ended. I don't think he's going to do it again, but I wish he would.
Well, they sort of shot themselves in the foot with that tournament. It's a long story, so I'm not going to go into it. But
no, I don't want to go into it either.
There was some money missing. What shouldn't have gone missing.
Yep.
Well, it wasn't really anything to do with him. He wasn't even around.
Yeah, just the handlers.
Yeah, it was some of the family members. I think.
Yeah, we don't have to go into it. That kind of gives things a black eye, you know. I just hope that.
Well, I think the World 10 Ball will be going ahead next year, but it'll be in Manila, and it'll be run by somebody completely different.
Right.
So that's a good thing. I mean, it was good that Manny put money into the game, but.
I'm sorry, I got to step out. I want to hear what Tony
The
just
problem with
announced.
Manny is that he let people run it who had no clue. Let's say.
Right. That's what it was. So.
Yeah. Where if Manny would have been there in person, it would have been a completely different story. But he's only getting like the side of the story, what they want him to hear.
Yeah, what they want him to hear, as opposed to what actually happened and stuff.
Yeah.
It seems like they've taken a break here. I'm not sure. Also, Al's going to find out whether or not there was a discrepancy with players.
All right, now you're on. Apparently, what happened was there was somebody in the audience snapped a flash and stunned Warren. So Warren's just taking a few minutes. His eyes are seeing spots right now. So that's all that's about. So we are at a player's timeout right now, guys.
Yep. It's a good time for a restroom break.
Yeah, it's all right. Go ahead. I thought you were telling everybody else. Yeah, you're number 2. Just lay it right on top. It's good practice to do that too. I mean, it's going to happen. The general public doesn't really know, so.
Yeah, the problem you have is the general public is feeding in. So as the match is going on, different people are showing up. You have an announcement, which Tony did earlier in the day, telling people not to take pictures and stuff. But it's like a refresher. You have to keep reminding everybody as you're going through the event, as different people show up, and they don't understand.
There's people actually sitting all around this table here. But just going to do a little scan. You guys can't see what I'm doing here. I just want to see how many people sit on the outside.
I believe one side of the room is fully loaded when you first walk in, which would be, if you're looking at the table, to the left-hand side is a fully loaded group.
Right.
And then
this is just a little piece of the corner of the room.
This is I call it my UN pool room, where you have all different people who come here and play, and you can see that's our normal.
Miguel LeBoy and Jessica Lynn.
Miguel, yep.
Back to the match, as the players say they're ready. 3 ball kicked into the bottom right-hand corner. The 1 ball, does it dress up for a shot? Yeah, he's got a shot.
He's got a shot. Table's fairly open. There's not too many issues for the run out.
So Angie, from a wife's perspective, going to tournaments and sitting around and
You have to be really patient.
patience. Patience is a virtue. Well, Ara and yourself and everybody else supporting the game like you guys do really helps out, because some people have girlfriends and wives that can't stand the game, and it kind of puts that pool player in a different train of thought, where they have their girlfriend or their wife that doesn't like pool watching, and itching to get out of there.
Yeah,
So
it's tough.
Yeah, it is tough,
But
I guess.
I like pool. I enjoy watching. So
Okay. That was quick. A woman of very little words, but a lot of meaning. Anyway, 55 here, as you can see on your screen. And it started out this way, and then all of a sudden Warren got the biggest lead of 2 games, and now it's back even. And that's pretty good accomplishment with the format of the alternate break. He is playing a true champion. I'm talking about Jason Klatt coming back.
Yeah, he didn't want to touch the 2 ball there with that shot. It was a good jump shot, but came back and nudged the 2 up.
I like him playing the 2 up behind the 5, somewhere in that area along that top rail, and then bringing the cue ball down by the 8-9. He floats the cue balls really with a nice touch. Don't worry, all that static you hear is Daz trying to get his headset on. Now we're on. So, Jason, come up to the table. He had the break, come up to the table. He had a shot on the 1, missed the 1 ball. Warren made a jump shot, made the 1, and got bad on the 2, and now Warren played safe. And that's all you missed.
Played pretty good safe. Because he can't go side rail because of the 9 balls in the way, the natural path anyway. But he could draw. He might go to side rail past the side pocket and play draw on the cue ball and square it up that way.
You got to be real careful. You get square behind this 2 ball, you can go right in that corner pocket with the cue ball. You got to be real careful.
You don't have a lot of options.
Well, you want to hit the right side of this 2 ball. You don't really want to hit underneath. See, just like that. And that's what he had to be careful about. See, if he hit the right side of that 2 ball, the cue ball spurts back down towards the 8. It's easy for me to say from here, I haven't missed yet, and I got lucky a couple of times.
Yeah. He okay, you just have to rely on a little bit of luck on that shot. Like you say, he just didn't get the right contact on the 2.
Right.
But Warren played a great safety, so I give a lot of credit to Warren there.
Sure.
And Larry Ross told me to say hello to you, Angie. He's watching the stream. Not seen Larry for a while.
Lost a lot of weight, he told me, but he's recouping. He wants to tell everybody that he loves them.
Yeah, Larry will be around forever.
Yeah, he's been around forever. God don't want him, trust me.
Yeah,
He don't want God said, you stay there.
He keeps trying, but he don't want to go.
Yeah, his body's going, but his mind wants to
It's
stay
not
around.
that he don't want to go. He's not wanted. Love you, Larry.
He'll be at the US Open.
He's a real nice guy.
He sure is.
Yeah. He knows a lot about pool.
Yeah, I would say so. Took a lot of players on the road.
Yeah. He's like a father figure to a lot of them.
Yeah. You know, he has, you know Joe Gibbons, don't you? Big Joe?
Yeah.
You know, he has Joe Gibbons drive Earl Strickland around a lot.
Yeah.
And Larry said it. Larry said it. Joe Gibbons is the best chauffeur that you can get when you're on the road. The only thing you got to do is keep him awake.
Yeah, I know a few people like that.
Good chauffeur, just keep him awake. Yeah. Joe was here yesterday, by the way, Larry. Warren's making quick work of this.
Yeah, this is a really good match. Really enjoyed this match. This is a lot better than the previous one.
Well, you know, he's really it's putting a stab into Jason. You know, Jason was down 2 games and he got back now 5-5.
Yeah.
And he missed that initial 1 ball.
Yeah.
And like I was telling Angie and Kevin, that's a feat in itself when you can come back in the alternate break and actually tie Warren Kiamco. 6-5.
Yeah, there's still a lot of pool left.
Oh, yeah.
I don't see anybody running away with this right now, so I think this could be a really close 10-8, 10-9.
10-9 sounds good.
Yeah. Yeah, both of them playing good, so it's a nice feeling. When they're
And
both feeling good, they're playing good, so their mindset's really good.
And this is for second, third, folks. And there's the prize funds right there in front of you, $5,000 and $3,500. $1,500 swing, plus the Calcutta.
Warren's broke pretty good from what I see, so. But you always need a little bit of luck to get a shot on the lowest ball after the break, whether you make a ball or not, especially with a 9 ball in the spot. But this looks pretty good. He's going to land perfect on the 2 ball. And looks good layout because he can get shape on the 3 for the side pocket.
You mean back cut this 2 ball in?
Yeah, he's going to cut it in the side pocket, just stun down off the bottom rail for the 3 in the side. Yeah, it's pretty perfect here. Got a perfect angle and everything. Yeah, it's pretty good. Perfect shape on the 3.
4 down right in the center diamond of the short rail, the bottom part of your monitor.
Again, this is the strongest part of Warren's game, his touch and his positional play. His patterns are really, really good. And a big part of the match, because when this game goes 7-5, again, puts more pressure on Jason's break in the next one.
Yeah. Well, Warren's got some work to do here yet. You know, the 3 to the 4 is the key shot here.
Yeah, but he's got good shape on the 3. I think it's more of a case. He's just really got to make sure he makes the 3.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I can see going wrong here is him not making the 3. So it's maybe a little bit thinner in the side pocket than what we can see on the monitor. But it looks pretty easy for him.
He wanted to get a little low. He
that's
played
it.
the perfect angle to get back to the 5. I'm sorry, Kevin, go ahead.
He was I think he was spending more time, if you saw, looking up between the 5 to the 6.
Yeah.
Well, he was trying to figure out where on the 4 he wanted to be to get to the 5.
Yeah. Purposely leaving the cue ball short. He didn't want to get on the side rail because the 9 ball was a big ball in the way, let's say. And so he just goes back, just draw the cue ball back off the side rail.
Yeah, see, generally Warren's not one for the bridge either. They'll use it, but generally he wanted to go a little bit further over to the rail, so he could shoot without the bridge.
Yeah. that good.
Yep.
Couldn't have hit that any better. He hit that like a snooker player.
Yeah.
Perfect speed. Yeah, same again. Just overrun the cue ball slightly, but it's better to overrun it than under hit it. So it's okay.
Yeah.
Straight in. You just gotta not be lazy on this shot and just get the bridge. Sometimes you're stretching for balls and you end up miscuing or something because you get lazy.
Yeah, but here it'll be the same thing. He's just going to want to draw it back a little bit.
Yeah, he didn't want to draw back too much and get out of position, so he just sort of deaccelerated a little. Left it a little tougher than he wanted, but for someone like him, it should be no problem. Nice stroke on that.
Yeah.
Perfect stroke there. Kept nice and still on the shot.
With those shots, Darren, do you prefer the draw on that, or do you go down to the bottom rail and come back up again?
Yeah, I like the draw just because you take a lot of tension out the arm by drawing it. Where if you play with follow and you just slightly move a little bit on the shot, you've more chance of missing it.
I'm sorry, who won that game?
Warren won that.
Okay. I'll
Yeah,
take the
I
score.
think when it's a natural draw where you can put a good stroke on it, I think, especially under pressure, it's better to do what he's just done. But there's some players who would roll it.
Allison Fisher. Hi, Allison.
Hi, everybody.
There she go. That's Allison Fisher in the background there, guys.
Yeah,
and she's here doing a lot of interviews, and she's been supporting pool for a long time. And she might not be able to hear us all that well, but she is on the air.
I can hear you all right, no problem.
All right.
Yeah, she does a lot for pool. Need more people like her reporting.
Three ball got kicked in off the 6. Position on the 1 is crucial. He's got the shot.
Yeah, it's perfect. Good break. The key shot is the 2 to the 4. There's always that in this match. There's always been one key shot every rack. Nothing's been straightforward. He's always had to play a good positional shot. But this is why this match has been a really good standard. Both guys have run the balls pretty good when they've got their opportunity. He's just working out where he needs to get on the 2 ball to get to the 4. Which is not easy to get perfect on the 2, especially when you've a little delicate shot on the 1. I think he's going to roll forward to try and play the 2 in the side or the corner.
Yeah, the tight is a little tighter than as we look. I mean, he can make the 1, but he's close to the 5.
Yeah.
He's want to make sure he can make it and.
Yeah, he can definitely make it.
And then make the position for the 2, because he's very worried about where on the 2 he wants to be to get to the 4.
Yeah.
Allison, your input. You've been reporting on so many tournaments throughout the country and around the world. What do you think about this tournament here in Brooklyn, New York?
Well, for one thing, all of the players coming out in huge support of this speaks very highly of the work that both Tony and his team with the Predator Tour and Kevin and Isabel and their staff here have been great ongoing supporters, so it's awesome to see both new faces and a lot of the people that we see regularly here. So it's really a special time of the year for pool, especially in the U.S. and everywhere around the world with the U.S. Open coming up and it being the 40th U.S. Open.
And it's going to be like a month or two of full pull. I mean, from here, the U.S. Open. Well, there's a couple of tournaments in between, but then right to the U.S. Open, and then all of a sudden we got 128 champions coming up to Astoria, Queens. One of the rooms you like to play at is Steinway Billiards.
Absolutely.
And not only that, we got the Taiwanese contingent coming over. Beside the
Now
Philippines.
we have Kevin Cheng is in the house.
Yeah.
He's being hosted by a couple of the local players, and we also have
John Dell Mason.
John Dell, that's
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah. And when they come up to Steinway November 1st through the 3rd, the Coe brothers are coming in. Coe Pinion,
That's going to be very exciting.
And the two Changs.
the two Changs.
Yes.
And I think a couple of players from China, more Filipinos, and more players from Europe.
It's. I think it's going to be an amazing field.
Jason, Kevin was never settled on that one baller. Just never really committed to it.
No, well, yeah, he was so concerned about being on the 2, the right spot of the 2, he ended up just missing the 1.
Yeah, I think he spoke him. He sort of speak himself out of the shot.
Yeah.
This is a good shot.
How'd he hit it?
Warren did a great job of recovering from the fact that he was a little short.
Yeah.
How do you like threading the needle that way? He got kind of fortunate, I would have to say.
Yeah,
He was playing the general direction, but to get right between the 9 and the 8 like that,
Yeah.
wow.
But the only thing what could have really gone wrong is if he would have scratched, but he didn't play enough speed on the cue ball to do that, or if he got a bad kiss on the 8 ball, which was from the angle he was coming at. He'll be more unlucky to not get a shot than lucky, I think.
Well, he's starting to shoot like the cue ball on a string, and you don't want to get any of these players that loose.
How is the 7 ball looking here? It
It's,
looks like we're
it's
pretty
makeable.
well. It's pretty well tight with the.
Well, it
the
definitely
9.
goes in
Oh,
this
it does
pocket.
go in
Yeah.
that pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it goes in both. So, nice stroke again. That was a good stroke. What's your game like these days, Alison? You still playing?
I am still playing, as many of the viewers out there may know. Our work with NYC Grind has discontinued for the foreseeable future, but I am still competing here in the New York area. I'm playing on the Predator Tour and the Tri-State Tour. So I've been fortunate to be improving my game, and I recently took 4th place in the Tri-State Tour at Amsterdam Billiards, which is my home room in Manhattan, and then also took 2nd place in the following
saw
event
that.
at Steinway.
I saw that. I was
Those are
happy.
good finishes.
Get
Yeah.
more time on the table now then.
Yeah, it's
Dangerous.
true. Yeah, I'm getting more time in.
Good, good.
Yeah, it was a shame about New York Grand. That was a good. You and Jerry did a lot there.
Sure did.
We had
Absolutely.
about a little over 8 years put in.
Yeah.
You know, it got to a
We're
point.
going to stay involved in our own independent
Yeah.
ways, so we won't ever disappear entirely. We'll
Yeah,
just
that's good.
sort of adjust our roles.
Yeah, I remember meeting Jerry first time he showed up at the Derby City Classic. He was running around everywhere. It's
Oh,
funny.
Jerry disappeared. I
Oh,
thought
who's
Jerry
this
was
guy?
leaning over our shoulder. I seen the hat. I said, out of the corner of my eye, I said,
Every
"That's
time I
gotta be
turn
Jerry."
around, he there with a camera.
Yeah. I always called him the mosquito because you seen
Yeah.
him and then you didn't see him. He
Yeah,
disappeared.
he shows up from nowhere.
Yeah.
He's one of them guys, wherever you go, he's just there.
Allison Fisher
don't
is
miss a
in the
beat.
background. We'll give you a shout, Allison Fisher. Wave at everybody. Allison, there she is right there.
Hi,
Angie,
guys.
of course, and Kevin off camera. Kevin doesn't like to be on camera too much. Neither do I. Those are the Appletons right there in front of you.
Apple.
Apples. How do you like those apples?
So big rack, 8-5, right?
Yes. 8-5.
Could be the killer there, Kevin.
Yeah, that was a
That's huge.
huge.
It's the only real mistake he's made in the match as well, that one ball. So it just shows the level playing to in this match. But that's the way pull should be. When both guys are on top of their game, that one mistake can be the killer.
I mean, yeah, Jason suffered a couple mistakes, and hence the difference. That's if not paying attention, but that's the 3rd rack in a row where Warren's made the 1 on the side. And but that was the first time he actually lost the cue to come down to the bottom. Most of the other time he's been bringing it back up into the middle of the table.
Yeah. Well, that's a good thing with this break, is that you're never guaranteed a shot after the break. But the most important thing is to make a ball, to keep control of the table. And he has a pretty good safety. I think he's going to play up and down with a 2 ball, try and get the cue ball behind the 7.
Do you like the cut break playing this format of a 9-ball on the spot?
Oh, yeah.
Better than smashing them up?
Oh, yeah.
Jason's been smashing him because he's making the corner ball the other way on his breaks.
Yeah.
We got a question that just came in. It says, ask Darren. Just came into the booth. Ask Darren, how does he like the equipment at Gotham City Billiard Club?
Yeah, the equipment here at Gotham City is as good as any pool room you'll find. Perfect diamond tables. I heard one complaint from any pool player, which has never happened before. So
Yeah, not at all.
especially in a pool room. Usually in a pool room, you've always got a lot of tables played different, but these are played pretty consistent.
You know, I said it numerous times, you know, coming out of a pool room that has complete diamond tables in it, I'm talking on an amateur level, those amateurs are going to be able to step up, and I can see them taking down more tournaments when they're being played on a Brunswick. You know what I mean? They're going to be more precise.
Yeah, definitely. But I've played in a lot of tournaments where it's diamond tables in a pool room, but the pool room owners haven't particularly took very good care of the tables, so
Right.
not play so good, or they roll off, or
Right.
the cloth's really worn in, and
Right. This equipment is well taken
yeah,
care of.
obviously the
Well
owner
taken care of.
Kevin and his staff taken really good care of the
His
tables,
wife,
which
his wife
is very
Isabel.
important.
Yeah, yeah.
So the tables are in perfect condition.
Yeah, excellent equipment.
It isn't very hard to clean your tables. I mean, if you clean your tables just once a day, it'll make a huge difference.
Right. What
It's
I mean
amazing
is,
how many pool rooms I go to, especially on the West Coast.
what I mean is the diamonds are really not that forgiving like a Brunswick.
Yeah.
You know, firing a ball up the rail or going into the side pocket. And if your local players, your local residents that are frequenting your pool room get into the leagues and they're always playing on these diamonds, you could see them shining a
Big
little
time,
bit
yeah.
more. Yeah.
Big time. And
Yeah.
you enjoy the game more when you play on good equipment. This is a great shot. Wow.
Yes.
Well, for you guys that are
Wow.
professionals, yeah, you want to make the game harder and harder.
Yeah.
And that's actually an advantage of the professional. Boy, oh boy, I mean, top sharks want to remain top sharks,
Yeah.
huh? He says, yeah, like it's all
But
right.
you just want like conditions what are fair. You know what I mean? Like this is perfect. Where like you go to some pool rooms, what their tables were great when they first get them, but they don't take care of them. So then they sort of lose their like style of play. Like the rails start playing funny and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So it's important to take care of your tables.
Sure.
Just cleaning your tables every day just makes a huge difference.
And I'd also like to point something out for the viewers out there who haven't yet been here to Gotham. Big difference in what they're doing here at Gotham versus a lot of other pool rooms that you're seeing now today. There's not a sports bar. There is not an arcade. There's not anything that's really detracting from the players and their focusing on the pool itself. You have an awesome collection of instructional books, DVDs available for the people here, AccuStats DVDs that is, and other instructional DVDs. And Phil Capel is on site here too. So they're providing resources, providing people with a chance to get in touch with what the game is really about, whereas you see a lot of other places that have to rely on, you know, more of the bar side or other aspects of the room, which of course is still, they're doing their part, they're doing the best that they can, but I really do appreciate what they're doing here at Gotham in that regard.
Well said.
Yeah, I've never
Well
seen
said.
so many books in a pool room.
Yeah.
I'll start reading
Well,
again.
they are beyond besides AccuStats, I think they have the largest collection.
Yeah, that's good.
Without
I
a
like-
doubt. Right?
I
Is that
like-
right, Kev?
I like stuff like that.
Yeah, I am in the AccuStats second library. I have all of their DVDs plus even the early VHSs that have been converted.
Nice out there from Warren.
Yes.
I think
I'm gonna have
that's
to
the nail in
step
the
out here, guys.
All right,
and
Allison, just
thank you
turn
for
that switch
having me.
off.
I'm gonna go
on the
out
top,
and film
up.
a little bit.
Yeah, get that winning shot.
The key shot in that rack was the break of the three off the rail with the 4.
Yeah, I think that might have. Well, it's not over because he can win 5 racks, but the way this match has been played, I think Warren playing too good to lose us 5 in a row. I think Jason's got to get very fortunate from here now. So that was a big rack there from Warren. It was played 2 or 3 great shots.
I'm sorry, who won that
Yeah.
one?
Warren did. He's up now
Okay.
9-5.
The Warrior.
Gotcha.
The Warrior. Yeah, Warren's got 2 nicknames. He's got Wazza or Warrior.
Was a warrior. Warren the Warrior.
Another good
Yep.
break.
Another good, but he missed that
Yeah.
corner ball there, which was close. But
He hit them good, but didn't get
yeah.
the ball. But he got lucky. Well, yeah.
Since
He
he's
will
got
come back.
nothing, he's got lucky because
Yeah, he'll come
he's
back
got
to the
Warren
table.
pushing out. So
It depends on what happens here.
Yeah, well, he's going to push out. Not easy push out, really, but because this is where you got to look at where the next lowest ball is to the one ball. So obviously the two balls very close to the one ball. So this makes it a very difficult push out. Where if the two ball was, for example, where the free ball is, he could have just pushed out to where the free ball is now and left him like long straight in. And you're not even going to attempt to make the one ball because you can't get shape on the, let's say, the two, if the two is where the free is.
Right,
So that's
right.
where you got to look at the position of the balls when you're playing push-outs.
right, but
Good call.
Warren may also be thinking about the fact that Jason now knows he's got to get back to the table and is trying to win, and is going to try to, I think, make it a little bit more because I think Jason's trying to manufacture offense.
Yeah.
To sort of stay around as well. So
He's called it. He's going for this. Very ambitious.
Well, he's going to hit it with the right speed. If he doesn't make it, the one ball is going to wind up in the position where it is now, I bet. I don't think
if
he's going to
hits
hit
it
that
good,
hard, yeah.
It's all about the execution.
right, but at the same time, he
that's what I
must have
didn't
called
like.
a safe, but because at the same time,
No, he
here,
called the one ball.
He called the one ball.
Yeah.
So because
Jason
Jason
comes
can
in.
give it back to him.
He's lucky that he hadn't left him a
Look at
shot
this.
here. But he's going to be snookered. He's going to be behind the 8 and 9 here. So that was a poor decision, in my opinion, from Warren, because he had no reason to push the boat out. He is 9-5 in front. Why are you trying to force the situation when you got total control of the match? But Jason's played a poor safety. He had like 3 balls to get behind there, so that was really poor effort from Jason.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah, because Warren can bring this.
yeah, he might even go for the bank here, Kevin. But he might. It won't surprise me if you go. I don't think he's called it, so I'm guessing he's playing
Yeah.
safe. He's played this containing shot. Warren may be a little bit anxious because he sort of played a shot out of character, in my opinion, the first shot, and then that shot didn't really play
Yeah,
a
didn't.
aggressive shot.
He played his 2 to 3 rails. This one ball back by the 5 and the 8. Is that what you do here?
If he can hit the edge of the one ball, yes. If not, I'd be putting the 1 next to the 8 and 9.
Okay.
Or he might play the 2 rails
Yeah, that's-
with a 1 ball and get the cue ball towards the top right hand pocket.
Right.
So it depends how he feels. He looks a little bit weak on his stroke right now, obviously, probably a little bit deflated. He hit that
There
pretty
you
good.
go.
Yeah, he got a nice kiss as well. And that's turned out to be really good. Because Warren's got to hit this one rail and the natural path is not there unless he can just hit before the side pocket where the 4 ball is.
Yeah, that's why I figured he's hitting 2 rails. 'Cause
Yeah, he
he can hit
could
the
go,
bottom
yeah.
rail and then hit the 1 out.
Yeah, but he's got to hit that perfect because that
Yeah.
9 ball's sort of poking its nose out a little bit. So he has to hit this perfect. But you can play the 1 rail just after the 4 ball, before the side pocket, with a bit of spin, and he might catch the 1 ball really good and get the cue ball behind the 8.
He might make
That's
the
what he's
3
doing.
here, too. Watch this.
No, he's just playing safe.
I know, but it's possible that the 3 will fall.
He's played it good.
Yeah, no, yeah, he's
Played it
Nice
exactly
shot.
the way.
Nice shot.
I
Bravo.
would have liked to have played it. I would have liked to play that.
Great shot.
That was perfect. Yeah, he played that exactly the way it's finished. There was no look in
may
that
even
shot.
came back better than what he thought.
Yeah, but there was no look in that shot. That was all
No.
skill. Don't be surprised if he plays a jump shot here. Unless he can see enough of the side rail, then he'll play the kick. Oh, I don't like this.
I would have gone the other. If you're going to go a 1 rail, I would go the 1 rail the other way.
He hit the 1 ball
He
in
hit the
good
1
position,
good.
though.
Actually,
Right at the
he
bottom of the
came
1
out
ball.
much better than.
That's,
He hit it good.
He can't hit that any better. He can
No.
play that 100 times and never hit it as good as that.
Yeah.
He's watching Upstate Out too much. That was a great shot.
So the safety's been really high quality in this match.
I love
I've really enjoyed the safety in this match.
Looks like Warren's going to jump this, and
And only one bad mistake really from Jason. He's made a couple of mistakes, but one was bad. It's okay to make a mistake here and there, but don't make easy mistakes. He's only made 1 easy mistake. So the level's been really high. That's a good view, a good shot there. He sort of miss hit the kick shot, the jump shot. He hit it on the wrong side.
yeah,
but that's probably he's not really a jump
Now,
player.
we don't know whether he called it or just called the safe, right? He
Yeah,
did call the
I think
safe.
he called the bank or something. I don't know. But he's probably the weakest part of his game, really, is the jump. The Filipinos don't like jumping. Don't like the jump cue. I think Carlo's okay with it and Dennis, but the other guys, they don't like
Roberto
No.
was practicing a jump shot the other night with a
Yeah.
cue stick. I forgot who manufactured it, but it was made out of that diamond wood, that real
Yeah.
diamond wood. And I'll tell you what, he loved it. Full length.
Yeah, some of the guys, obviously, probably the newer generation,
Yeah.
they like it because
Yeah.
obviously they've been brought up with it. But the older guys, they never used
Right.
it, so they don't like using it unless they have to. That's another good safety,
Yeah.
but slightly over it.
Yeah, it's gonna
He could be in trouble there.
eke out a little.
He can come in behind it. So there's a good chance he's going to be locked up here. He come underneath the one ball, try and keep the cue ball right on the bottom rail. Even better if you can
Or
just
behind
sneak
the
it behind the
five.
five.
Yeah.
That'd be a bonus. But the one ball's really the key here. You want to get a good stroke. Oh no!
Yep.
Very surprised with that. Got a nice kiss though off the five. I think.
It's gonna eke out for him. So
Yeah, it
And
looked
the
like
one
there was
ball-
enough room.
And the one ball's back in the position it was when we first started, up by the two ball.
But this is a really tough shot when you're 9-5 down, and you know that any
Sure.
mistake now is going to be curtains. So, big shot here. Can't hear a pin drop out there, Alan.
Yeah. When you can hear that, silence is golden. Especially when you got to pull a shot
He's-
like this
he's-
off.
He couldn't see it.
He's
Yeah,
jumping over
Just
part of
jump
the
it.
8.
is he trying to? I think he's trying to play.
Wow,
What
that
a
shot.
shot.
that was.
Wow. Now that'll set your car on fire. Let's go.
Great shot.
That's a great shot, is right.
Yeah, it was do or die, really.
Yeah.
I actually thought he could see the one ball, but obviously he had to jump over the 8. Sorry,
Yeah, he must have just had to see jump over the side of the 8 to.
it's good. And everything goes. So, and the 4 ball's a big pocket with that 6 being there. So just get good shape on this ball here, and he should be good because the 5 passes the 9. So I'm guessing it's just about getting decent shape from 6 to 7, which should be no problem.
And for you guys that are tuned in, that are just starting to play, look at
This
this.
is no good.
Look
He's
at
got
this.
away with it, but it's still not good. Position.
Wow.
I mean, he's okay because it's a big pocket. But
Yeah. For you
Yeah,
guys that are
careless.
listening in, that are amateurs or just starting to play, and you hear Darren talking about the 6, 7, 8, and everything like that's the way these players think. You got to think 1, 2, and 3 balls ahead, 4 balls if possible. Create your pattern, and before you actually get down and strike the first ball.
yeah, the first thing you do when you come to the table is look at the problem ball. Hopefully there is no problem balls. But if there is, you've got to figure out how you're going to attack it or what your strategy is going to be for that particular shot. And now it's just about, I mean, he's played run out like this 1,000 times, so it should be automatically in his mind what he's going to do. But because he got bad shape on the 4, he didn't get his shape on the 5 in the corner, so it looks okay.
He's put himself back in line, though. I think he can go follow with this. I mean, the 6 is almost a sitting duck, just bounce off the rail towards the center of the table.
Yeah. As long as it's not straight, it should be okay.
I think he's got a little angle. He can.
Okay. Well, if he'd have been bang straight and he had to stop the cue ball dead there, he wouldn't have, that 6 was a little tricky because it froze to that top rail. So.
I just got so used to looking at the monitors, you know.
Yeah. Just got to put.
You got the 5 and the snap, looking at the monitors.
Yeah, he's played this good.
Darren knows a bad bet when he hears one.
Yeah, it's great in the booth. You never miss a ball.
Yeah. Thanks, pal.
The game looks so easy on TV.
This
Yeah.
is a little funny.
Yeah, I think it's okay. He can draw back off the side.
Well,
of
he's.
the rail.
Yeah, I'm about to say he's worried about drawing back because he'll be a lot closer to the side pocket.
Right.
He's going to be. That's what he's trying to look at now. Is where he's.
Yeah, it's amazing how you land funny, and when you're in this situation like Jason, you can't afford any mistakes, and you just land in like the strangest spots. Whereas like the natural draw, I think he's okay. I think he can create a little angle. No, wow.
No,
That's
no, he
amazing.
was. Yeah, he was right back to that
Yeah,
side.
That was very unfortunate there. Because if he lands like an inch shorter or an inch further, he's perfect.
And here he's got the same problem. He's
Well,
got to
now-
fully bounce into the 9, or he's trying to avoid it.
Well, the big problem here is to make sure you make the ball.
Absolutely.
Right. That's, you know.
He used
But he
every
wanted
part
to
of it.
avoid the 9, then he made that shot a little bit harder then.
Now we're back to straight pull break
This
right
is
here.
no hanger. He's still got to
No.
bear down on this shot. I've seen these missed. Nice stroke.
9-6. You can't
better
just
lie.
steal the game. You're going to have to earn it. Jason answering back.
Still a bit of meat left on the bone, Hal.
Yeah.
Warren's got 2 breaks left, potentially. 9-6 and 9-8 is Warren's break, so that's very important. But if Jason can win this rack and then old serve, then we've got a real game on. So this is quite a big break here for Warren. They want to get the match over right now.
Now Warren's been making the 1 in the left-hand side pocket, side pocket,
Yeah.
and bringing the 2 back up the table.
Good break.
The problem here again, he lost the cue a little bit down into the middle, but I think not sure if he can see enough of the 2. I think he could see it full, but he can't see it to pocket the 2.
Right. Just bank it down by the 8, or is that the 8 on the bottom rail there?
I don't think
Four
he
ball?
can. I don't think he can even see the 2 ball. He was a little bit unlucky. The cue ball got kicked a little bit.
Yeah, got kicked a little bit down towards the bottom.
Otherwise, it would be somewhere around where the black spot is. I mean, the
3 is
9 ball spot. Yeah. I think he would have had a little shot. But he's got to play push out here. Oh, good shot. So Jason's got the decision now. Do you play or do
I'm
you
giving
put
it
back?
to him. You can have it, sir. Deal with it.
He can shoot at this ball, but it's do or die
Right.
for Jason. Where if he puts Warren back in, I think Warren will shoot at the ball because obviously he's leading 9-6. And he knows if he makes it, he'll win the match.
I like back cutting the
Right,
2
and-
towards the 8. Or is that the 8 up there or the 4?
Yeah, the cue ball's too close to the rail to do that.
Well, you don't have to do much. Just
I'll tell you what he might do. He might bank the 2 ball back down table
And
and
put-
get the cue ball towards the left-hand pocket. But he's got to hit this
he's
really
on the
good.
rail. I mean, he's almost a scratch here.
He's okay as long as he hits it just off full. But he's got to hit it perfect. If he don't, then if he hits it too thin, he can scratch. But I think he's okay.
Because if he cuts it towards the 8, the cue ball goes by the 3. You're absolutely right. You know something? I'm never going to question you again, sir.
Yeah,
Spent a little time.
he's a little short.
I guess.
Yeah.
I could play a little bit. I know all the shots. I just can't execute them.
You notice how he didn't say that with like authority.
Well, no, but Darren did allude earlier that he had been playing a little bit with Jason, so
Yeah, I know his game.
so he
Yeah.
knows his game.
Well,
and,
it's nothing new. This has been going on quite a while.
Too long.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like a love-hate relationship.
yeah. I love hate. I
But he
don't,
left
I
him
don't
the
get
shot.
that personal.
Unfortunately, he was a bit weak on the shot, so he
Right.
didn't get the 2 ball where he wanted, and Warren just played a great shot. And I think that could be good night.
Irene.
Well, that was a good shot from Warren. Perfect stroke, perfect speed. Just a little angle, which is not going to hurt him.
no, he's just going to come straight.
And the good thing is that he's got perfect dot to dot. Really, his arm's got to fall off to not get out from here. Just because he's no pressure on shooting the balls, he's just got to get the cue ball in the right spots. So every shot's really unmissable. He's just got to get a decent shape. The only thing that can go wrong here is if he gets a big skid or something. Now, I haven't seen many skids on these tables though, Kevin. The tables have been really consistent. Usually you see a lot of skids in pool rooms, but I haven't seen any really. Out of all the matches I played, I never got a ball skid on me. That's amazing.
You know, we'll clean the tables enough to try
There
to
you go.
avoid the excess powder and stuff.
Yeah,
that's
that's the
gonna
other
come
thing
down.
about cleaning tables. Very important. Usually pool room tournaments you get a lot of skids.
Yeah.
But because your balls are in condition and the cloth's in good condition, you can avoid it, and your conditions are good. You're not having to use like your towel and a lot of powder.
Well, I think Jason's going to give this to Warren.
Yep.
He might just concede and say that's good enough.
It's been Warren played virtually
Jason's staying in
perfect
the
pool. He played perfect pool, and Jason played really well, but just come up to a man who was a little bit too good on the day.
Yeah.
Well, there it is. Warren Kiamco defeats and eliminates Jason Klatt out of the tournament. We want to thank Daz,
Cheers,
Darren
pal.
Appleton, and Angie,
Pleasure.
and Kevin Buckley, the owner here, for sitting in. Thank you, guys.
Pleasure, pal.
Thank you.
Got it, all three. And we're going to set up the graphics. We'll be right back with the finals, folks. Stand by. Mike DeShane. Here's Laurie John, just entered the room. Mike DeShane and Warren Kiamco coming up. And we'll probably have Laurie John maybe we'll sit in with Tony Robles, and we'll put her right to work. She loves it. She really had a good time, and we love having her. We'll be right back with the match, guys.